So we did the Charlie Kirk file several months ago, and it was a great success. A lot of people loved it, and I think we got several million views and all that stuff. But for me, it was time to put a pin in it and just kind of move on and just see how things played out. And basically, what has happened is Candace Owens has kind of gone on a campaign against Turning Point USA, making some really wild claims. And, and for most of it, I just kind of viewed it as, well, just Candace is mad and whatever. And you were able to dismiss some of that. And I was really waiting for Erika Kirk to kind of have her moment where she comes out and, makes a bold stand for Jesus. And, to put it this way, I knew where kind of Candace was, but I was kind of on the fence about Erika Kirk. And Erika Kirk, a video of her recently just came out that is not helping me with Erika Kirk. It is making me think very badly of her. And she is literally using the language of the occult to describe her relationship with Charlie Kirk. I'm really bothered by this, and in this video I'm going to show you why it bothers me. And don't go away. All right, guys, thank you very much for being here. Go ahead and smite your like button. And as a joke, we say on this channel, or the lizard people will get you that as a joke, please don't email me and whatever. But anyway, let's see here. We got follow us on Twitter. We X or whatever you want to call it. Someone called me a boomer the other day for calling it Twitter. But follow us on X. That's where we put a lot of stuff out there. Some stuff we can't even put on YouTube is on there. And so follow us on there. We'd appreciate you, your follow. And I want to just play some of these videos here. Candace Owens has been describing Charlie Kirk in very esoteric terminology. If I could very crudely and very roughly describe to you real quick what she's saying that her and Charlie Kirk were like, it's the way she describes it. She comes across as saying that her and Charlie Kirk were psychically gifted as children and that they had to go to special schools to help hone their skill set. I mean, in my mind, it's like, have you been reading the X-Men comics? And it's almost like that's exactly what she's saying. Now, I do believe that there are government operations that study this stuff, especially in children. I think a lot of stuff that you see in like the Stranger Things series, that stuff is true, and it's been stuff that the government has studied forever. Okay, so it's not like that's some sort of conspiracy, black ops, black helicopters, things like the government has studied this stuff, and there's all kinds of declassified documents on that and whatever. But Candace is coming out saying that this is what her and Charlie Kirk talked about, and I want you to just listen to what Candace is saying here, because it's right in line with the Third Adam series, and just listen to her for just a moment.
Charlie and I spoke a lot about his third eye. That's why that sentence caught my attention in the article. He spoke about the street lamps that would go off when he would run, about the special school that he had to go to. He spoke about a lot of the things that were strange in our childhood, the testing that both of us had to endure. We spoke about the fact that we could both astral project. You know all of this, of course. You have his phone. And how surprised we were when we learned that not everybody does that naturally. Sleep paralysis, you name it. We had conversations about it.
Oh boy. So she's saying astral projecting, street lights going off while he's running, things like that, and wild stuff, okay? We can just kind of write that off and just say Candace is crazy, right? Right? Like we can just say that that's not true, right? Like we can just dismiss that, right? Well, this is a post. Erika confirms Candace's claims that lights would flicker when Charlie was around. It was a total frequency thing. Whoa. Let's let Erika Kirk speak for a moment.
It'll be a sign for you to know that Charlie's with you in something. When we first started dating, we were walking to dinner one night, and this happened a lot. The lights would start to flicker. And he'd look up at the light and be like, it's so weird. This happens to me a lot. And I was like, really? And he's like, yeah. So our whole dating and whole marriage, anytime we'd be in a room and a light started to flicker, he would just look at me and wink.
Oh, my.
It was like our little thing.
It's power.
Yeah. It's a total frequency thing. And so.
Now, for those of you who've watched Third Adam 4, you know exactly what she just said. It's a frequency thing. As if Charlie Kirk is plugged into some superpower. I don't want to even make this video. I mean, I've got my tinfoil hat sitting right here. I mean, I don't want to make this video. But did you hear what she said? Let's let her continue.
So the night everything happened when we were in Utah, I was in a hotel room by myself, in one of the bedroom portion by myself. And the bathroom light was on, and it just was a strobe light all night, just and I was like, part of me couldn't sleep because it was a strobe light. The other part of me couldn't sleep because of how just my world has just crumbled, and the other part of me couldn't sleep because I was like, baby, I feel you. I know you're here. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm going to be that guy for a second. Deceased people who are Christians are in heaven, and they are not communicating to you through signs and wonders and flickering lights in bathrooms. That is not a Christian theological concept. That is actually a New Age concept. That is, I mean, that's like Beetlejuice, Interstellar, and that's basically occultism is what that is. That is not how Christian theology works. But I'm going to tell you that when she says that it's a total frequency thing about these lights flickering when Charlie Kirk was around, that gives me a lot of pause. What are these people thinking? Like, what were these people into? Was this really a conversation Charlie Kirk had all the time with people? It makes me wonder. Now, I'm going to tell you this. Let me just play for you guys. Let me just play like 2 minutes of Third Adam 4. And I want you to just follow along. Just bring yourself up to speed on the frequency and the vibration aspect of the occult. And I want you to understand what is being said here by Erika.
The next subject I want to talk to you about is frequency. In Hermeticism and other areas, basically all your witchcraft, all your sorcery, Eastern mysticism as well, everything is a frequency. Everything is a vibration. And if you come to understand that, then you really will come to understand all of what magic is. And I didn't understand this for a very long time, but I think I finally got it. They believe that everything operates on a frequency, whether it be health or wealth or fitness or sadness, anything. If you were to attach it to a machine, you could actually read a frequency or a vibration. And the goal of the occult is to basically control the frequencies of your body and really ultimately raise the frequency of your body. They believe that if your body is at a low frequency, you're unhealthy, and if you bring it up, it'll be healthier. They believe that if you're sad, it's a low frequency. You bring it up, you'll be happy. If you are not wealthy, that means that you're operating at a low frequency. You bring it to a high frequency, you'll be wealthy, you'll be rich. And so to them, everything is a frequency, everything is a vibration.
Now, let me stop there. These people who teach this, they teach that if you can raise the vibration of your mind, you can think clearer. And so when you see like music videos on YouTube that have like background ambient noise that's like 440 hertz or stuff like that, they're speaking about the occult. And so that's that old REM song, What's the Frequency? Kenneth. Y'all remember that one? Okay.
We surrender to the rhythms of grace.
Yeah.
And you're down enough and you lose your sound, he takes away your power. But I came to open my mouth and let the enemy know I'm going to release a sound into the atmosphere, because when the sound comes up, so does the power come up.
So yeah, that's Ron Carpenter, and he's teaching something that sounds eerily similar to raising the vibration through sound so that the spiritual power energy in the room can go up too. That's exactly what we were talking about in the film.
little book of magic, or big book of magic. It's 276 pages of angelic wisdom,
That's a witch.
high vibrational light streaming through the pages.
And ultimately, the ones who get good at it, they are able to raise and lower their frequency at will. And if you can do that, man, there's no telling what you can do. And really, I want you to know that they believe that the highest frequency is love and the lowest frequency is hate, which has strong connections to the divine feminine.
So that's what frequency is. And so with that in mind, I want to go back and play this, what Erika said about her husband, causing lights to flicker everywhere he was, and he said that's a frequency thing.
And he'd look up at the light and be like, it's so weird. This happens to me a lot. And I was like, really? And he's like, yeah. So our whole dating and whole marriage, anytime we'd be in a room and a light started to flicker, he would just look at me and wink. It was like our little thing.
It's power.
It's a total frequency thing. And
Did Megyn Kelly just say it's power?
Just look at me and wink. It was like our little thing.
It's power.
It's a total frequency thing.
Guys, I am so I don't want to even point this out to you. I don't even want to make this video. I feel dumb making this video. I just don't even like being. I don't like being this guy. But I don't like this. Now, I'll tell you this. If Turning Point USA is a conservative organization that are promoting conservative values, no problem. Y'all go have at it. Go, just give me all the Republicans you can give me. I'm for you. I'll pray for you guys. But when they frame it into a Christian form, like when they're doing, let's just say this. I'm gonna go to my public Facebook page and show you what they're doing. When they tag the word faith into the whole organization, and they start bringing in Kid Rock, and they started bringing in all these other crazies, then I have a right as a Christian to question the doctrinal soundness of that. Okay, let me just pull up. This is my public Facebook page. You want to follow us on there, Spencer Smith. We got 22,000 some odd followers right now. But we talk about stuff on there too. Have a lot of fun. But you got guys like Franklin Graham that are promoting Turning Point USA events. As let's see here, pull this up. I've enjoyed watching the Super Bowl. The halftime shows began pushing moral boundaries, becoming more and more sexualized this year. They're having Bad Bunny perform. Thank you, Turning Point USA and Erika Kirk, for providing an alternative, the All-American halftime show with the agenda of celebrating family, faith, and freedom. Those are the 3 F words that the religious right loves. But when you start bringing in, when you start calling this a faith event, and then you bring in Kid Rock, I'm out. I really am surprised that Franklin Graham, claiming to be a preacher, would promote this event. But this is what we're up against. And I am really bothered by how Erika Kirk has decided to word this. And I'm even bothered that there's a narrative out there that is being confirmed by Charlie Kirk's own wife that he could dim lights everywhere he went. And it was like a frequency thing. What does that even mean? What is the deal with, what is that? I don't want to wear this thing. I don't want to wear this. But you guys are not making it easy for me to leave this sitting right here. That's all I'm going to say. Now, Candace Owens, no question. No question. I don't think Christians need to be listening to Candace Owens. First of all, I don't think she's a Christian. Second of all, I think she is spewing occultism. I have done a few videos in the past on Candace Owens. I've tried to warn people. I've tried to tell people this woman is not, this is not your girl. This is not the right one. This is not the droids you are looking for. This is not the hero that you are looking for if you are a born-again Christian. This woman is spiteful. She's vindictive, and the things that she says are heresy. And I want to take this 20-second clip of something she said, and I want you to, if you are a person who is somewhat familiar with the Third Adam series, I want you to understand what she's about to say is insane. Candace claims Turning Point USA lost access to the creative force after Charlie died.
Charlie, that's like I said yesterday, the deal, when you do a deal with the devil, you no longer have access to the creative force.
When you do a deal with the devil, you no longer have access to the creative force. Someone put an AI overview. In Theosophical Thought, that's Helena Blavatsky, the creative force is the universal life-giving energy, prana, or active aspect of the absolute that acts upon primordial substance to manifest, shape, and maintain all cosmic phenomena. It is viewed as an impersonal divine impulse that fashions matter according to ideal forms and never-ending cycles. Basically, what she's saying is, she calls it the creative force. To reword what Candace Owens is saying here is that Turning Point USA lost its occult energy power that was empowering the movement when Charlie Kirk died. That's what she's saying.
Charlie, that's like I said yesterday, the deal, when you do a deal with the devil, you no longer have access to the creative force.
Oh boy.
You have to steal, you have to lie, you have to cheat, but you can't create. You instantly just become stale. Charlie.
There is so much surrounding all of this that is so bad. I wish this was a clear-cut case of a conservative influencer was assassinated by a leftist nut. But as things develop and as layers of this, their personal lives and the things that were being said, as all this comes out, I'm kind of like, I don't like this. There's something amiss in the world of politics right now. Not just Charlie Kirk. There's something that is moving. There is a shift happening. There are some strange things on the move right now. Things are lining up. I mean, there are people out there calling for a theocracy. J.D. Vance the other day saying we're having a new world order. I mean, I'm having flashbacks from 1991, George Bush with that. Things are moving, buddy. And the right wing and the left wing are two wings of the same bird, and that bird is corrupt. Folks need to know that there is a right-wing form of occultism. And just because somebody has an R next to their name, or they're wearing a MAGA hat, or they're, pro-gun or something like that, does not mean that they are the friend of the church and friend of the gospel or friend of Jesus Christ. Something is amiss in the midst of things going on right now. I mean, yikes. At the very least, this doesn't pass the smell test for the Christian. Something's up. And I'm not totally excited about it, but I'm trying to not put this on. But what do I know? I'm just a guy with a Bible and a tinfoil hat. Subscribe to this channel if you're new, and smite the like button, and share this video with your friends. God bless you.